We always say that when God wants to change your life, when God is set, when that appointed time is set for God to orchestrate a major breakthrough in your life, a major advancement, a major testimony, I always say that there are things that God will send ahead of that move. Three things. I always say number one, He will send somebody into your life, He will send an opportunity, or He will send new knowledge, or He will send new platform. I always advise people, if there is a season in your life, you begin to notice that one or more of these are coming into your life. That is a message from God, from your future, telling you to be prepared, to adjust, to adapt, to improve for what is about to come. Now, in this session, in this video, I want to talk about something very profound. I want to talk about the secret of high power relationships. Have you ever asked yourself, how do I make the best out of a relationship with someone who is more successful than me, who is more influential than me, or who is in a higher status in the society than me? If you have never asked this question, then I think there is something about life and success that you may not understand. For you to advance to the next phase of your life, you need somebody. And as I said earlier on, God will always orchestrate an individual or a group of people to come into your life in particular seasons for the sake of your advancement. You get a point? Now, personally for me, at the early stage of my career, I had the opportunity to come across very influential people, successful people, and let me tell you the truth. I did not make good use of those relationships. Those relationships should have catapulted me to a whole new level as a young person in my community or in my country at the time, because I was totally ignorant of how to make good use of what I call high power relationships. So I began a study, a research, analysis, and experimentation. If you follow me, you know that any video I give out or any masterclass, any teaching I do is always from the place of sometimes personal pain, experience, research, analysis, studies, experimentations, and then I share because in my work as a speaker, consultant, trainer, coach, it's very critical to begin to do it from that perspective. And from my experience of traveling over 20 countries to speak, train, consult, and coach, I have experienced these dynamics about relationships. And I've been able to put together 10 key things that I believe. And I've discovered that if you begin to do from this very moment, in any high power relationship you are in right now, you will never miss out on that relationship, and that person will never want to lose you for any reason. Now, what do I mean by high power relationship? Like I said earlier on, it can be a relationship between someone who is in a lower stage of life and with someone who is in a higher stage of life. It can also be a relationship between people who are in the same stage of life. And the goal is they want to be relevant to each other, right? It's like me, I have a couple of colleagues that we are literally in the same level of the work that we do. And for that relationship to be, profound and impactful, there are things that we have to be doing with each other so that that relationship can be profound and keep on growing. So if you have ever wondered, how do you, as somebody who God has orchestrated somebody from a higher dimension of success and influence and status to come into your life, how do you maximize, how do you harness that relationship? How do you make meaning out of it and begin to tap into the reason why God brought it into your life? Then you need to learn these tips I will share with you. I said there are 10, but I will not cover the 10 in this video because it will be too long. So if you want to be part of the next session I will do, please check the comment section or the description of this video. Wherever you're watching this from, you will see a link to join our community for free, where I get to do these types of teachings in a deeper level in forms of master classes and workshops, and in a way that people get to run with it and of course change their lives. So the first tip I have for you is take a stake in their future. Take a stake in their future. What does that mean? I have come to learn from experience that when you are able to identify where that person is going to, and you are able to use your skill, your strength, your experiences, or your time to contribute in helping them to get where they want to go faster, they will value you so much. In other words, you need to be a contributor in that relationship and not just a consumer. So you come to a spot, to a point in your process where you pay attention to their goals, to their dreams, to their vision, where you go an extra mile, put in some hard work and learn the specifics of their vision, maybe their business, maybe their institution, maybe their non-profit, and you begin to pay the price to find practical ways that you can use your own skills, connections, resources to help them move forward more efficiently, effectively, and faster. Now, why is this important? Let me check my notes. Why is this important? Because when that person feels that you are sincerely invested in their success, they will value your contributions and they will see you as a key ally. They will see you as somebody who brings something extra. I can guarantee you, majority of successful people meet people that they only come to beg and to take. And that's why they have very small circles and very few allies. Because majority of people in the lower class and the middle class come to just take and consume. Very few come to contribute, and contributing at a very profound level. So if you are able to do it at that level, I guarantee you something will be different. Okay. Now, number two, identify where there is a need and feel it. Identify where there is a need and feel that need. Now, this is closely related to point one, but this is where you are more specific, right? Because, and this is where you get to drive a discussion. And here's one thing I've learned: people who have gone ahead of us, right? They love quality discussions, quality questions. Go and try those. You see what I'm telling you? So, this is where you can reach out and you begin to observe and ask questions to uncover, what task, what aspects of their life, their institution, their career that they find stressful or time consuming. So that your goal is to offer to handle some of those details or to even connect them with someone who can help them with those challenges. You see that now? Because the goal here is that when you are able to solve problems on their behalf, when you are able to alleviate their burdens, and you're able to prove that you are a proactive person and you are supportive, oh my goodness, you become their best friend. You become their best friend. And why am I teaching you these tips? Because you see, there's a way that when you give and give and give to somebody, even without expectation, they have no choice. They will have that, they'll feel indebted to give back to you, to give and invest also in you because it is a relationship. You're operating beyond transactions. You're operating at a higher level of relationship building. Number three, honor, recognize, and acknowledge their difference, contribution, their journey, and achievements. Let me say it again. If you are in a high power relationship, learn to honor, learn to recognize, learn to acknowledge their difference, their contribution, their journey, and their achievements. This is where you can publicly and privately express pride before them in their milestones, in their big wins, in their big or small victories. Why is this important? Because every human being, every human being enjoys recognition. Everyone, especially those guys at the top. They may tell you, oh, don't do it, don't stop, do it. Keep doing it, right? So, because everyone recognizes, everyone enjoys recognition, especially people who have put in the work. When you genuinely acknowledge that, looking at their journey in the last 20 years, in the last 10 years. And sometimes, if you know challenges they have gone through, tell them, oh my goodness, looking at this season of your life, look at every single hurdle and difficulty you went through, and you are still standing. I honor you. I celebrate you. I recognize your hard work, your journey, your contribution, your achievements. It shows tenacity, it shows determination, it shows resilience, it shows that you literally operate in your own class. So honor them, recognize this, acknowledge it, right? Because by highlighting their triumphs, by highlighting their success, even their challenges that they have gone through and they've come out on the other side, you show that genuine respect, right? You also show encouragement. And when you begin to do that, you begin to strengthen that bond between that person and you. Look, I am sharing you guys valuable tips that you will literally likely not get anywhere else. So I hope this is making sense to you and you are practicing it. Now, number 4, very important element in a high power relationship. Number 4, respectful and constructive communication at all times. Respectful and constructive communication at all times. Please avoid saying nonsense around high powered individuals. Okay? Be very, very intentional about your tone, about your language, about your timing. These 3 things I discovered are very important in communicating with people at that higher level. Your tone, how do you sound? Do you sound respectful? Do you sound constructive? Do you sound that what you're saying is something you have deeply, deeply meditated about? So be intentional about your tone, your language, and your timing. Very important. If you're offering feedback, let it be honest, supportive feedback without belittling them, without overshadowing them. No. The disciple never outshines the master. Very important lesson. Why is this important? Because thoughtful communication fosters respect for you. They may not tell you, but they're like, this guy talks like somebody who has a brain, right? So thoughtful communication fosters trust and mutual respect, right? And in any relationship where a higher person can trust you and have their respect for you, these are 2 pillars. Trust and respect are 2 pillars of a lasting high value relationship. If you build a relationship with somebody and you're able to come to that place where they can trust you and they can respect you, you have already established the 2 key pillars of a lasting high value relationship. Now, these are the 4 I can share for now out of the 10 I told you. But I can bet you these 4 are more than enough. I want to encourage you. Let's do a challenge. Let's do a challenge. In the next 3 months, begin to practice these 4 consistently. Then send me a DM on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever you are. Send me a DM and let me know your feedback. Your feedback will also help me in my research and add some data to what I've discovered and what I've shared with you. But you see, from experimentation and trying these all myself, I have seen relationships change in such a mind-blowing way. All right. God bless you. Keep building. You are remarkable and you are a critical stakeholder in the agenda of God on the earth. Keep doing your part and let God keep doing his part in your life.